My name is John Gallagher, and I am Assistant Professor in the Department of Civil, Structural and Environmental Engineering, and I am the Course Director of the Postgraduate Diploma in Environmental Monitoring, Assessment and Engineering. I want to give you an oversight of the programme, in addition to just an introduction to the broader range of civil engineering diplomas that we have in our department. I'll give you an insight into the programme very briefly in terms of what we teach to understand what exactly you're going to gain from this course and how it's structured, so you understand how it's going to work in parallel to your day job. And hopefully I can give you a brief oversight of the learning experience that you would hope to attain from this course and what to expect after completion. So within the civil engineering department, we have a number, we actually have 7 different diplomas run by the School of Professional Engineering Studies, each dealing with different facets of civil engineering. And today I'm going to give you an insight into the programme that I'm coordinating in environmental monitoring, assessment and engineering. Each of these programmes are 1-year part-time programmes to allow people in jobs to develop further while continuing with their employment. So this programme is a 45 ECTS programme. In essence, it is made up of 2 top modules, so 2 modules in which you will be examined at the end of the year, and 1 module that is solely coursework. That is a range of different assignments throughout the 2 semesters that contribute to that 3rd module. In terms of entry requirements, we hope that an individual applying would have an honours degree, a level 8 in engineering, but we tend to have a lot of people from other disciplines who want to gain an understanding of an engineering perspective when it comes to environmental monitoring, assessment and engineering. In terms of scheduling and how it works for you, if you're interested in terms of balancing your work life and your studies, these courses take place on Friday evenings and Saturday mornings. So on a Friday evening from 7 to 10 p.m. and Saturday mornings from 9:30 to 12:30. And 2 semesters are 12 weeks in duration, typically between September and December and January and April, although sometimes the semesters move by 1 or 2 weeks into perhaps early May, depending on the start of the academic year. More details, I suppose if you want to have more details, our civil engineering website have a dedicated section for this diploma and indeed other diplomas. So you can see the details here, civileng/diploma in environmental engineering. And you'll find more details around items like the lecturers, who they are, and so on. So in terms of the programme, what we want to do really is give you a good appreciation and understanding of current practice in the environmental engineering field, and with respect focusing on these areas of monitoring, analysis and mitigation of environmental impacts. Engineering projects are a key part of infrastructure, and it's important that civil engineering play a key role in mitigating negative environmental impacts, and indeed it's a key role for those of you who may be interested in gaining an environmental engineering qualification. I suppose it is grounded on a regulatory setting, so there's a core part that some of our guest lecturers will introduce you to the regulatory aspects as well as the more technical aspects, trying to look at both the built and natural environment. And in terms of those of you who are not coming from an engineering standpoint, many engineers move into a career where they look for chartership. And a key element of chartered engineer is to promote the actions required in engineering practice to improve, sustain and restore the environment. And I suppose if you're all interested in joining us as non-engineers, I feel that's an important aspect of that you're selecting a course that aligns closely with engineers' philosophies. And really a lot of it is around environmental management. For those of you who may already be in that position, it may be a way to broaden your understanding of environmental assessments and monitoring and engineering. But for those of you who are not coming from that background, it's a perfect course to provide you with an opportunity to transition into such an opportunity. So in terms of what the course contains in terms of material, I suppose we have 6 key pillars of our areas, topic areas that we cover: water, air, noise, wastewater, waste and energy in various shapes and forms. And I suppose we try to begin with fundamental concepts and theories in those 6 areas. And through our speakers, a combination of academics and external experts, we deal with 3 elements: policy, governance and legislation, system monitoring and assessment, and engineering design. So in terms of what you expect to get out of the course, we will cross each of these 6 areas across these 3 different dimensions. And in terms of the breakdown of the type of topics that we cover within the programme, from environmental legislation, discussing environmental impact assessment reporting and studies. A large focus is on area in the programme is in hydrology for environmental management, looking at the water, and then moving into also water and wastewater engineering. Air and noise pollution is a huge challenge that we have to address, and we look at monitoring and management of those 2 problems. But also we look at hazardous waste, and waste in the context now as we move into the circular economy as a resource, and transitioning from considering materials that end up in landfill now as alternative new pathways, and how we can assess that in different ways, such as life cycle assessment. There's also a focus on items like sustainability and metrics for measurement and assessment, and we do touch upon renewable energies to some degree. We don't extensively talk about and discuss all renewable energy technologies, but their role in environmental engineering. But also we have some guest lectures throughout the semester that have very specialised topics such as waterborne diseases and radiation hazards, and those help supplement and build upon the fundamental core areas that I've previously discussed. We hope that would help with coursework assignments that are linked to, say, hydrology, for example, and the waterborne diseases, as an example. So in terms of the structure of the course, as I mentioned, there's 3 modules, 2 top modules, and 1 coursework. M1 and M2 represent those core modules: environmental concepts and regulation, and environmental engineering and design. And they're intertwined across the 2 semesters of Friday evening and Saturday morning lectures. The coursework is provided to you throughout the academic year. We typically try to align it so that 2 or 3 assignments occur in both semesters, or 3 assignments in each semester, and we try to give a several-week break between each to allow you time to undertake those tasks. Our lecturers that assign those pieces of coursework are always available for contact to get clarification, and that is extremely important to us, that our lecturers are there to support you throughout the programme, even if they are just in the lecture theatre in face-to-face scenario once or twice throughout the semester. And the 6 core pieces of coursework again link quite closely to the programme. Noise pollution and air quality are 2 different assignments, an environmental impact assessment, a critical analysis of an environmental impact assessment report, the design of water and wastewater treatment systems, a focus on groundwater and hydrology, and also a life cycle assessment study to assess environmental impacts of an engineering problem. And so in terms of what you might expect as a learning experience, well, in terms of our teaching methods, we do have a traditional focus of face-to-face lectures, but we do also try to introduce small group discussions, in-class exercises, and the individual assignment reports. The class that we have normally create quite a small network, and always peer-to-peer learning is something that we promote within the class, as well as research-led teaching as well. So our course lectures, as I mentioned prior, are not just experts here from academia here in Trinity College, and my colleagues and I, but also we feel it's very valuable to have a range of external experts, whether they're consultants, contractors, or representatives from government agencies, because they represent the practical and most up-to-date practical guidance, as opposed to the more fundamentals that the academics provide. So the balance is really important and very valuable for you as a potential student. And we provide you with all notes and how to upload coursework through our virtual learning environment, Blackboard, where we can also provide you with supports to work together in group work remotely. And so, what do you expect at the end of this course? Where do you see yourself after this course, having gained a qualification in Postgraduate Diploma in Environmental Monitoring, Assessment and Engineering? Well, a lot of our graduates, it's an opportunity to gain extreme expertise across this breadth of different environmental topics, from, as I mentioned before, water, air, noise, wastewater, waste and energy. And really what's been looking at previous graduates of the programme over the last 20 plus years that the programme has been in place, it's really opened up new opportunities for our graduates in terms of new career paths, but also it offers an opportunity to have a formal engineering qualification for career progression. So our past graduates, both in the public and private sector, have benefited through promotions or new career opportunities. And that's what we feel is valuable for you as a potential student on the programme, that it expands your horizons while also advancing your knowledge in the environmental engineering field. So that concludes my presentation on the programme. I hope that has given you a small insight into our postgraduate diploma. For more programme details on how to apply, visit tcd.ie/courses/postgraduate and search for Environmental Monitoring, Assessment and Engineering. Of course, if you search that in Google, you'll also find the details of the programme on our civil engineering website, as I said before, with details of our lectures, the programme, and details of myself. And you're most welcome to contact myself at any time if you have any queries. Thank you for your attention, and I hope to see you soon.